have like keto coffee. I can't even have like regular coffee. It's fucking seriously. Weight cuts are bullshit. All right, we're live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the MMA Advocates. My name is Eddie Law out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Dave Rodriguez and straight out of LA, our boy Jesse Rubalcaba. We're hoping Fred Kirby joins us later, but he's probably not gonna make it tonight. He's doing Kirby things. What are you gonna do? Anyway, all right, fellas. Let's talk about UFC 212, man. This last weekend, the Holloway era, he's calling it the blessed era, has begun. Jose Aldo getting TKO'd by Max Holloway. Beautiful fucking fight, and honestly, it was honestly like it was a great fucking fight, dude. Honestly, from start to finish, Jose Aldo coming out looking like the old Jose Aldo for a minute, right? For at least 2 rounds, he looked great. That last round they fought where we got finished, it was like, whew, that's pretty shitty. So, what was I gonna say? We knew that Max Holloway was legit, but do you buy him, Dave, as like the new dominant featherweight?
Yeah, absolutely, man. 100% undisputed champ. What is it? 10 fights in a row. I think somebody asked him post fight. I was like, or what about Conor McGregor? Of course, McGregor was going to be brought up, but he's like, played it cool in the moment. He said McGregor's, the champion of 2015 or so. But Max has been on the tear, man, ever since that loss to Conor. So I see him completely as, undoubtedly the GOAT right now at 145, and he's on a hell of a run too, man. So I wonder how long he can keep it up. If the Edgar fight wants to get back in there, I heard that they're trying to brew that up as possibly a November showdown in New York City. Big time showcase fight there. But I know Max is a true defending champ, and he's looking, to probably get back in there. I mean, the Jose Aldo fight, though, man, very cool matchup. One of the better 145-pound fights I've seen. And, Aldo, man, coming in there looking pretty tough in the early rounds. Both 2 rounds, the judges had him up. So Max hung in there with great footwork, made the champion pay, held him down to the ground, Eddie, and who's seen Aldo getting finished in that fashion. But hey, man, credit to Max Holloway and his camp.
Think about Jose Aldo? I was blown away that he didn't use leg kicks.
Yeah, that strategy, I think it was brought up too during the fight week media day or so. They asked him about it, and he said, definitely, I'd like to incorporate it in this matchup here. And who knows, man, it could have been a whole different ball game. Say he did bring the leg kicks in, as Max is real heavy on that front leg. And just credit to his footwork. He had excellent footwork, great technique. He sort of waited and, weathered the storm, like Fred Kirby said on the pre-show. And pretty much, I think I called it, 2-3 rounds, Max finishing him off. But pressing performance, man, he's the true king on a hell of a run. And I'm looking forward to seeing him compete, whether it's Frankie or Conor, whoever it may be. Max is a defending champion. So looking forward to the blessed era and his reign.
You know what?
What up?
I think the important question we need to ask is Max Holloway a star? Because the important thing to realize is that 145 had a star before, which was Conor McGregor. And then he kind of left the division in shambles, basically, right? And now we're trying to reclaim that little luster that 145 had. You had a defending champion that was dominant for so long, got annihilated in 13 seconds, and then he got gifted his belt back, basically, right? And so we finally got a unification of that title that, to me, seems like we finally have a real champion again. But does that automatically make Max Holloway a star?
That's a great question. Now, here's the thing about that. And my opinion, I think he's making himself a star. The way he's talking. He talks, I don't want to say he talks shit, but he kind of talks shit, but it's like respectful shit talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, people have been trying to knock Aldo down for the 13-second knockout, and now they're knocking him down for this, for getting finished in this fight. And, Holloway's doing nothing but giving him the credit he deserves, right? So it's almost GSP-ish. Like, I'm not impressed with your performance, I'm not impressed with your performance, but respect, right? You're still a legend. That to me, that's he's got like a GSP-ish type of thing without the the fucking takedowns and humping and shit.
Yeah, and I think to that point too, Max has got entire, like, did you guys see his welcome home? As a great champion there. I mean, that's just fantastic to see. So he's got that backing, much like a Conor or a GSP with the the Canada affiliation there. So yeah, man, Max, I'd love to see that welcoming back home, because I knew it would be something like that. I know Stipe had a great thing happen for him up in Cleveland, and him actually being the first to bring a world title back there. So that's what it's all about. That's a great moment in MMA, and definitely a good thing for Max Holloway because, yeah, he's indeed a superstar, still a very young guy, too, at that 25 years old.
Yeah, definitely. Now, Jesse, what do you think about Aldo here? A lot of people are, again, like I was saying a second ago, they're thinking Aldo's legacy is shot to shit. They're thinking he ain't got nothing. You know what I mean? Like, they're really shitting on Aldo for what I think is bullshit. But do you buy that? Do you think Aldo's legacy took a hit in this last fight?
Are we referring to the Joe Rogan thing where his legacy has been tarnished because of that 13-second knockout?
No, okay, real quick. Before you finish that point, because I know where it's coming. I know it's coming. But the Rogan thing weirds me out. Everyone's like, oh, Rogan says Conor's the best, fucking 145 ever. Think about what Rogan does during Fight Companions. He's not sober. He's high shit. He was drinking wine with fucking Callan. Callan always brings wine to that shit, okay? They're not focusing on the fights or anything. He's not, you know what I mean? So people to take that shit and be like, oh, well, Joe Rogan said he's the best. He tarnished all that. I guess it must be true. Relax. It's an opinion, just like everyone else. Everyone's got one, right? But yeah, I mean, basically that, right? The thought that people are having that because of the 13-second knockout and everything, that Jose Aldo's legacy has been kind of tarnished. I don't buy it. Do you?
No, I mean, I think, again, I think once we see what Max Holloway does with his career moving forward, I think we're gonna look back and be like, damn, like Jose Aldo didn't lose to pretty much anybody up until he ran into Conor McGregor and Max Holloway, and all of these losses and wins and all that looks better with time, right? Because think about what Frankie Edgar did to Yair Rodriguez, right? Going back to that fight, like how good did Edgar look, and how like boring and like unimpressive did he look against Aldo twice? So then you start looking at that and you go, damn, Aldo is good enough to make a guy that makes other people looks like chumps, and he got played. You know, he puts other people to shame, and then he got put to shame. So I think with more time, once we get past this fight, he gets another couple fights either in this division or 155. Which to me, I would prefer Aldo moves up to 155, but that's just me, I guess. I think with time we'll see, how Max Holloway kind of, grabs a hold of that division and just brings it back to life. Being an exciting champion, being a champion that actually defends more than once a year, that would be the best part about this division, and actually getting some movement in this division. And I think that would, the farther on we get down, in his title defenses, I think we'd look back even more fondly on Aldo because of what he did in the time span that he did it.
Look, 10 years being undefeated is not a joke. Now, okay, here are a couple comments here before we continue. Eastside Rider says he took all those best punches. Aldo took right counters to the kicks. Very true. Aldo's still Aldo, and he did what he did. Everyone loses eventually. Fans can be fuckheads in what they expect. This is real life, not fantasy. 100% true point. Shout out to Joker 415. He's joining us here on the YouTube, saying Bravo's lost his goddamn mind. I think Aldo might be done. And then he says Holloway, I believe, beats anyone in the featherweight division, with Edgar being the best stylistic matchup for him, but still not enough. Let's talk about that real quick. I want to talk about you want to talk about Aldo real quick before we move on to the Edgar thing. Dave, I agree with Jesse. I want to see Aldo at 55. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we talked about it on the post-fight show. I think it's pretty much, one way or the other. It's either Aldo goes to 55 and there's some selective specialty fights that arise from there. And then, of course, Aldo's got to, like Jesse said, time will tell and see if he decides, to make another run at 145 or 55, because basically he ran into a killer in Conor McGregor who slept him in 13 seconds, who was on a complete tear, who is the 155-pound champion, we all know. And then he ran into a complete fucking Max Holloway is at a young age, one of the younger champions. This guy is going to be a murderer, man. And I think maybe they meet up in the future. Maybe they schedule some type of rematch. But what it reminded me a little bit of was kind of like the Rockhold Weidman fight, somewhat different, scenario type. But the finish was there, and it was brutal too. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever seen Aldo get dominated like that. So yeah, man, it's one way or the other. I'd like to see him stay at 45. And maybe take on who you guys mentioned, Jeremy Stevens, or I think that's a name that everybody's throwing out there, him or else. Korean Zombie's injured though, so I guess we can rule that out. I think I mentioned that on the post fight. So, yeah. But the 145 division, man, it's pretty stacked. There's some young killers in there. So yeah, I think although I'd like to see him stay at 45, but a specialty fight at 55. yeah, if it's
yeah.
Conor McGregor, yeah, maybe.
I just wanted to move to 55. Like he's been talking about, oh, McGregor's a pussy. You want to fight me? Okay, fine. Move up, work your way up, get that title shot, see what's up, get the rematch at 55. He's better at 55. He's healthier, I think, and he's stronger for sure.
Yeah.
So maybe he can take me on that left hand a little better. But just to talk about Holloway's next fight, everybody's pointing to Frankie Edgar. Are you?
Man, that's tough. I mean, it's a weird stylistic fight, right? Because we've seen what Edgar can do to certain fighters, but I think Max Holloway is just on a different level. I think what impressed me the most is that a lot of people are like, oh, you know, how come Aldo didn't throw kicks? Oh, something must be wrong, or it just wasn't part of the game plan. No, if you look at that fight, man, Max Holloway was doing exactly what he wanted to do. You know, he was orthodox in his stance, and he would switch his stances when he was coming into the pocket to land some punches and stuff. And the problem with that is that would throw off Jose Aldo's counterpunching, his leg kicks that he loves to throw off his counterpunch. And I mean that totally. If you look at that fight, I mean it just built on Jose Aldo because he just never knew what was coming at him. You know, he kind of just got confused with that, and I think that's what stopped the leg attacks. Plus, the other thing is that who was it? I think Ben Askren mentioned as well in his podcast that you know the other thing that we've noticed that he hasn't been throwing leg kicks ever since he got into his motorcycle accident. You know, a couple years ago. So, you know, there might be an issue with his foot still where, you know, if he throws it, it breaks his foot, then he's which, of course, as we know, once you break something, it's quite a lot easier to break again, especially you know, a foot or something like that, you know. Cause
feet and hands are very, as much people want to think that you can throw these really easy, you fucking can't. You'll break these real simple. Once you break it once, just like Jesse was saying, fucking you break them all the time.
But see, and that's the thing. I mean, I think I'd rather see Max Holloway maybe take on a different contender. You know, just somebody else because we've seen Edgar so many times in these title fights. And I think Edgar can last another fight. You know, maybe he can find another opponent. You know, maybe another prospect to maul or something. And I think that Cub Swanson fight is actually much more interesting, in my opinion. Cub Swanson against Max Holloway would definitely be a banger of a fight. So
and it's not a bad one. I mean, Dave, Cub Swanson coming off a big win, or actually a couple big wins, right? And he's moving, especially in that the Duho Choi fight, right? Where and in the Artemobov fight, he was throwing shots from everywhere. He's back to his his unique style of striking, right? You want to see that fight, or who would you suggest in there?
Yeah, I know Cub was the other name, and he was kind of, on the Fox set, making his case, saying that, hey, I've never got the title shot, so let me get a shot.
It was kind of a weak. It was kind of a weak, like, give me the title shot. It was kind of like one of those, like, give me the title shot if you want. I'll take it. I mean, it was kind of like that. And I was like, dude, ask for what the fuck you want. God damn it, Cub. I'm a big fan of Cub, but what the fuck?
Yeah, man. And if it does, I mean, really, how many fighters out of Jackson Wink MMA are pretty much lined up for a title? And you got John,
shit.
You know what I mean? There's, one after another, you name them. There's a couple weight classes there, include Ray Borg and that whole DJ scenario too as well, but we'll get to that. But I think Cub Swanson, man, just the fact that he hasn't fought for the title, maybe, I don't know, he doesn't want to fight Frankie Edgar, obviously. If there's a rematch there, Frankie mauled him in the first fight, but Max having wins over both guys. My personal opinion on the fight, like Max against Frankie, I say Max fades him. You know what I mean? Not easy. Frankie's always been a tough competitor, one of the toughest motherfuckers to do it. You know what I mean? 55 champion, now at 45 making a run. But just the way Max handled Aldo the way he did, and Aldo tooled Frankie, man. So think about it, man. Max is as tough as they get, and he sets the bar pretty damn high. And I think in that matchup, Frankie's, like Jesse said, he's fought for quite a few for the title, deserving, of course, all his title shots, very deserving. But this time around, it's a tricky situation because the 145 division, pretty much Max has cleared that shit out, at this point. So, but I guess if Frankie's the only guy, like he was saying on a recent podcast or an interview, he's like, there's no other option. I'm the dude. So if they do it, I heard talks about sometimes in November, the Madison Square Garden there, maybe making a big stage. So we'll see, man. But Max is a defending champion. He will fight all comers. So whoever the UFC lines up, I'm sure he's signing that shit. No doubt about it. So.
Yeah. Now, real quick, because they brought it up on the DM that the Cavs play Game 3 tonight. Right now, currently 10:32 left in the second quarter. The fucking Warriors are up 1 point, 41-40. And it's a close one in Cleveland right now. So I'll keep updating you guys as we go on for as long as we're on.
Rigged.
We'll let you know.
Rigging that shit.
Of course it's rigged, dude. Fucking Warriors are gonna win that shit, or it's gonna go 7 games and LeBron gets a second in a row. Who gives a shit? Really, honestly.
Actually, okay. I got a name for you guys that I'm gonna throw out there.
Okay.
I believe he has a fight lined up, but if it's this fight, why not Brian Ortega?
Oh, you're almost asking for Brian to get fucked up, though, aren't you?
But you know what? On the topic,
Brian's
of the
really good.
On the topic, though, you guys, everybody heard the news. The man, Jason the Kid Knight, stepping up big time.
This fucking guy.
He's gonna take on Ricardo Lamas,
Dude,
man. That's a big time.
I'm fucking pumped for that fight.
How about if Ricardo Lamas wins that fight? Do we give him a title shot as well? Because he's also a guy that's ranked pretty high. I think they have him ranked number 3 or number 4. You know, see, and that's the thing. Like, why give Frankie Edgar another title shot when you have so many guys? Like I just mentioned, you know, Brian Ortega, you have Ricardo Lamas, you have Chan Sung Jung once he gets back. You know, you have so many guys in this division. I mean, I'm telling you, I'd be happy. I'd even, if I was the UFC, I'd cut Jose Aldo a nice fat check and go, hey, go to 55. You know, have fun over there. Don't ever come back to 145. We don't need you here. We just want to let this division kind of simmer and really brew and really be an exciting division that it could be.
That's a good point.
You mentioned, Jesse mentioned,
Go ahead.
I was just saying, you guys remember Jeremy Stevens' last opponent, right? Moicano?
Yeah.
Fernando Carniero. Oh, that's who Brian Ortega's fighting next. So that's a pretty dope matchup there. Both guys are 11-0, I believe, are both undefeated. So.
All right. Real quick, got to catch up on the YouTube comments, fellas. Joker says, Aldo will be very undersized at 155. I felt the Bruto Mendes fight, the McGregor knockout, now his Holloway fight might have taken what was left of his jaw. Very possible. Eastside Rider says, can you imagine Max at 155? He's skinny as hell. Yeah, but I think he'd be a little more filled out for that one. But, you know, I think he'd have more power, that's for sure. And he says, Max took a page from Dillashaw in his movement. This is the next stage in MMA evolution. That's a really good point. Now, damn it, I don't want to bring it up right now, but real quick tangent, not tangent, little tangent. Max Holloway kept saying, I've been training to fight all this since I was 17 years old. Cody Garbrandt, how do you say his last name? Fucking Garbrandt, right? Yeah. Fucking Cody was training for Dominic Cruz since he was a fucking teenager. How many more killers are coming that have been watching these same longtime champions? You know what I mean? Since they were kids. That's the new evolution, right? These young guys that are like training just to beat a guy like Dominic Cruz, just to beat a guy like Jose Aldo. That's pretty crazy. And I think we're going to see a lot more of that. Maybe not at like heavyweight, but I think we'll definitely be seeing that at like, for sure there's a kid out there training to beat DJ. All right?
You know what though? You know what though?
What up?
I think in the heavyweight division we already have the new evolution of heavyweight.
Francis?
Which is a lighter, just stronger guy with Stipe. You know,
very true, very true.
That's what we got initially with Kane, right? Remember when, you know, we had the Brock Lesnar era and stuff where everybody was trying to get big, and then everybody realized, well, that ain't worth it because, you know, you run out of gas so fast, and then you got Kane come in. Now you have Stipe, who has a great combination of like power and speed, cardio added with it, so you have a different beast. I mean, I'm excited for Ngannou to go in there because he has all those things. Plus, he's a big, huge dude. You know, so
that's a good point.
That's evolution already.
Yeah, that's a really good point because, you know, Brock used to come in at 265 all the time. Mark Hunt has to cut them in 265. So does Brock Lesnar. You know, all these guys come up at the limit because they think bigger is better, right? Because the fights will end up quicker. Kane comes in, averages 240, like weight, perfect. You know, the perfect mix of cardio and strength. Who else comes in now? Alistair Overeem used to come in at like 260, right? Now he's like, well, obviously he was on everything, but now he comes in at like 240s and shit. Right now, I think Jesse, you have a really good point on that. Everyone's starting to realize heavyweight don't mean you got to be a fat ass. It just means you have to. You got, you know, your limit is 265. Don't mean you got to come in at that, right? So, Dave, what were you saying?
Oh no, I was gonna say you mentioned somebody, you know, training to fight Mighty Mouse. So why are they gonna do that? Dana's gonna shut the division down soon anyway. So.
Let's get into that. What's up?
What? You know what? Dave's tweet that made it onto what was that show, Dave? MMA Digest.
Oh yeah, the Digest.
Yeah, I actually saw it. That was pretty funny.
It literally is almost like what Dana White must have seen this or something, because Like, you know, to threaten somebody like a child, I mean, that's what you would do to your kid, right?
Yeah.
Oh, if you don't behave, I'll take this away from you. Like, what is
I'm gonna turn this car around, motherfucker.
Like, what the hell is going on? Are we dealing with children? No. Like, okay, me and Eddie were talking about this before, Dave. But who doesn't agree with Mighty Mouse on this point? Who in their right mind doesn't see what Mighty Mouse wrote, see how the UFC has treated everybody else, seen what everything Mighty Mouse has done for the UFC, and then go, yeah, the UFC is right, or Dana White's right? No, I don't think anybody does, unless you're sucking on the teat of the UFC. Hashtag Kenny Florian over there.
Oh, dude, that pissed me the fuck off. Now, here's the thing. I want to get you each one of you guys' opinions on this shit. And everyone watching, hit us up on the YouTube comments or hit us up on Twitter at CrossBonesMMA or at Elaw31 or at the MMA Advocates is right here. I can never get this fucking right. This one right here. There you go. Tweet us on there or hit us up on the comments. Who is right here? Demetriou Johnson for standing up for himself because, you know, the UFC's been, you know, basically treating him unfairly, or is the UFC in a sense right because DJ should be taking the biggest fights he can get and not complain about it? Now, it's started here with Dave. Whose side are you taking on this shit?
Well, to begin, I look at this with a different lens, of course, you know what I'm saying? But to take it at face value, I mean, Dana didn't make himself look any better with like the whole, I'm buying 3 different fucking $1 million mansions in Vegas 1 day later. So, but honestly, my honest opinion, just to simplify this whole matter, is what the fuck, man? TJ Dillashaw was supposed to fight Cody Garbrandt. What the fuck? They're going to delay that fight to some point and then pay DJ a little bit, get him to fight against Ray Borg, because DJ seems like he's one of those guys that just wants to be true to the division, and he recognizes that shit, man. And Ray Borg's a young killer, man. A lot of people probably say we already know what we're looking into in this fight, as you know, DJ's been such a fucking killer, and more than likely he does beat Ray Borg. But pay them, man. Give him a fucking fight, man. For real. That's what they need to do. Delay these 2 bouts. Why the hell not? Why are they trying to rush this shit and shut divisions down and whatever the fuck? You know what I mean? So that's just my take.
Now we're joined by the man himself, straight out of Dayton, Ohio, Fred Kirby. Fred, you came out at the right time. We're talking DJ. DJ in the UFC. Obviously. Whose side you taking on that shit?
Okay. You know what, man? I knew this was what I assume this is what y'all started out talking about.
We talked 212 and Max Holloway. We'll get your thoughts on that in a minute.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Old news. Old news. All right. Yeah. DJ. Okay. So listen, man. Here's the deal with this thing. This thing is multifaceted, right?
Yep.
Like I don't think there's, you know, like you said, are you on the UFC side or DJ side? A lot of people are trying to make this I think there's an in-between ground, man. I tell you what, I think DJ's got some good points, and I think DJ's a little full of shit on some things. I kind of see both sides of the story. Does DJ got a point? Abso-fucking-lutely, man. Should he be hearing breaking news from the fucking nose? Absolutely not. He's a goddamn bona fide fucking champion. If there's a change in his fight, him or his manager should know before Ariel Helwani can fucking get the scoop. He shouldn't be finding out things on fucking FS1. That is a little fucking ridiculous and a massive miscommunication. Now, as far as like him saying that the UFC is not quite promoting him properly and that's why he doesn't get as many pay-per-view buys, I think that's a little fucking debatable. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like the chicken or the egg. Did Conor blow up or did the UFC help Conor blow up? I mean, listen, one could argue that you kind of make your own bearings, right? Like Conor became a huge star because he couldn't shut his fucking mouth. Chael Sonnen became a huge star because he was running his fucking mouth. You know, Michael Bisping, look at anybody who's kind of charismatic or has a following in the sport, and it's not a UFC creation. The UFC didn't take some bland character and make them this big, larger-than-life star, man. It takes 2 to tango in that regard. You need a little something from the guy. And DJ, for all of his fucking greatness, is a nerd who likes to play video games. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but that's essentially who he is. So saying that the UFC, a fucking a sport full of dude bros, needs to find a way to properly promote this little nerd who is, without a doubt, one of, if not the best pound-for-pound fighter on planet Earth, it still doesn't change what his personality is. It doesn't make him a Conor McGregor. It doesn't make him a verbal linguinist like Dominic Cruz. You know what I'm saying? There's limits to this shit, man. So he said a lot, man. It's hard to say which way I lean. I see what he's saying, but I also think, I can't wait till Dana White comes back on this, because I think there's a couple things that Dana White's going to be able to completely fucking, expose DJ on. It's not their fault that DJ's not a huge draw. Maybe to some degree, but on the same token, you got to get out there and get it, man. Tyron Woodley's got the champ camp. You have to kind of promote yourself a little bit too, man. So it's not all it's a big thing. Listen, here's the deal. Here's the more important part about this, right? Everybody's doing it. Ever since W&E bought, let's fucking face it, man. The patients are running the asylum at this point, man. Ever since W&E bought this bitch, everybody. Now look at it. You got fucking DJ, right? The cutest little prick of them all. Little Mighty Mouse, the little nerd. Even he is coming out and being like, fuck this shit. I'm not happy. If that guy is finally like, fuck this, I'm taking a stand, there's some serious fucking morale issues that's going on. So this thing with DJ is a big deal, but it's bigger than DJ. And they got to find a way to nip this shit in the butt. Because if DJ, which let's be honest, he's great, but, they're talking about folding his division. If John Jones says some shit, you ain't folding 205, Jack. I don't give a fuck who you are. Even Dana ain't folding 205. So if this shit starts trickling down and you get this kind of mess starting to come from a Conor or a John or, even fucking Bisping or somebody like that, it could get fucking nasty, man. It's real. It'll be really interesting to see what Dana White and the powers that be do with all this, whether they cater to DJ and try to make him happy and go away, or whether they push back against this and send DW out there to slander DJ. Yeah, go ahead.
Wait. Okay, Fred, so here's the thing, though. I think a lot of people are focusing on the fact that, like, Dana White came back with, he's going to get pay-per-view points, he's not taking this opportunity, and he's saying we don't promote him, blah, 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 blah. But you got to also look at what DJ is saying. When have you ever heard DJ pull out of a fight? When have you ever heard a DJ not take a fight? And first off, he wanted to take one shot against Sergio Pettis. They told him no. They said, you need to fight Ray Borg. Send him a contract. He signed the contract and said, fine, I'll do Ray Borg. And they come back and say, hey, you know what? We want you to fight Cody. Well, I'm going to get paid for that. That sounds great. All right. I'll do that. Cody's hurt. Now you got to fight TJ. I thought I was fighting, Ray Borg. Here's my contract and everything. No. You got to do this solid for TJ. Why does he have to do a solid for TJ? He doesn't have to do anything. He's already got a contract with Ray Borg. Now they're trying to change his deal. And then DJ comes back and goes, all right, I'll take that fight with TJ. You just, make me the guarantee that he's going to be able to make the fight. He's never fought at 125. You come back and say, oh, no, you got to take a fight when you're taking away your title on your division. Tell me how you can't get behind the fact that they're just trying to bully him into a fight. I don't care about anything else because I think you're 100% right.
Wait, you said they're trying to guilt him to a fight?
Yeah, they're trying to make him take this fight just because all you got to do TJ a solid. He's been training for so long for this fight. He's not going to get the fight. Hey, come on, do him a solid.
Yeah, see, they need to delay the fight. You know what I'm saying? Because they probably want the Cody Garbrandt Dominic Cruz rematch. So if they're gonna do the Dillashaw thing, they don't want to fuck him over because he's one of the MMA guys. You know what I mean? So they're trying to somehow that controversial shit plays.
Is that even a thing? Is that even a fucking thing anymore? Does it even matter?
So see, because why not delay the fights? I mean, I don't see why they're rushing to book Ray Borg and TJ or Ray Borg and DJ, pay him a little bit, but I don't think he has pay-per-view points on his contract though. So if that factors in, then get it done.
Listen. The reason they're not rushing to make Ray Borg DJ because, like a lot of DJ's fights, nobody gives a fuck about that fight. Where the fuck would you put that fight? What would Ray Borg versus DJ headline? Would any of you poor cocksuckers pay $60 for a pay-per-view with fucking DJ? And all due respect to Ray Borg as the headliner? I mean, I'm being serious. I like Ray Borg, and I get it. I know that us in the know he's a bad motherfucker. But realistically, would any of you pricks bet your pinky on Ray Borg in that fight? Not a fucking chance. This is a lot like, listen, the reason I got you, Jesse. I feel you. You're right. You shouldn't bring 3 different motherfuckers to a motherfucker and then try to give him another guy. We all know that TJ is a stern test, and I can dig what you're saying. That's not ethical. It's not proper. But I kind of see how we got here because nobody really wants to watch. The reality is Ray Borg needs another fight. Okay, Ray Borg needs a fight against a super top guy on a high platform. So, and the reality is, even if Ray Borg beat fucking Joseph Benavidez, nobody still would be fucking clamoring for Ray Borg versus DJ. And I've heard Luke Thomas. A lot of people make the argument that TJ versus DJ is not going to sell that many more pay-per-views than DJ versus Ray Borg would. Okay, first off, I call bullshit on that. Will it sell 100,000 more? Probably not. No. But it's going to sell some more. TJ's a former champion, and we all fucking know that will be DJ's hardest title defense by a country mile. Has TJ made flyweight? No. But let's just fucking settle down, negative Nancy's. Let's assume he can. He hasn't not made flyweight either. And for the sake of all of us wanting to see DJ get a real fucking test at flyweight, which we all can agree TJ would be, I think that's where this, and I get it. Fuck our, listen, I get it. If I'm DJ, why the fuck? I want to break the title again, or the record against Ray Borg. Quite frankly, it's an easier fight. And they were going to give him the Ray Borg fight in Seattle, in his hometown. Fucking A. Like, you're going to take that shit from me and get me stuck with fucking TJ? I get why, and I get why DJ's like, okay, well, pay me, show me the money. And I dig that. I think if you're going to stick him with the fight that we want to see and that power that kind of is pay the man. I can dig that. Y'all got the money. Yeah. Give him something. Give him a piece of something. Yeah. Fuck it. Buy him a Lambo. Make it sweeten the fucking deal. I can dig that. Yeah.
Also, too, guys, everything included now, DMJ, I mean, whether it's like good PR, whatever the fuck it is, he's stating his case. Does Ari Emanuel know who fucking Mighty Mouse is?
Ari Emanuel thought Amanda Nunes was cannon fodder. That's what he said. Okay, he doesn't know who DJ is.
Here's the deal, though. He does now.
Oh yeah, he definitely does now.
That's why this was quite ingenious by Mighty Mouse, if you think about it. Because I tell you what, look at this now. Everybody in the motherfucking MMA world is a buzz about DJ now, and this is what you really need, man. You know what I'm saying? The controversy sells. Like it or not. The fucking, how about that? Fucking Catch Me Outside bitch. That bitch is more famous than any of us will ever be in our wildest dreams. That's not fair. But that's life, man. Jesus.
Oh, wait, the Powerball's tonight, and I got my tickets, okay? She might not be that much richer depending if I get lucky or not. Sorry, Jessica, go ahead.
No. Remember, get a lawyer. If you win, get a lawyer, get an LLC, cash that under that LLC. Don't put your name out there.
Oh, dude, I gotta say, dude, if I win this shit, I'm gonna change my name. I'm gonna put in an LLC. I'm gonna disappear for like 6 months. I'm gonna come back out of nowhere and just be like, oh, I was just on vacation or some shit. No, but
you could buy the UFC.
Fuck that.
If I win that shit, I ain't changing nothing. I'm flawing everything. I'm hiring a fucking security team.
That's what I'm doing.
I'm fucking coming to everybody's hometown and everybody kiss my ass.
Hey, all right, Jesse, real quick. And I don't remember if you made this point or not, but here's the thing about the DJ fight, okay? DJ's down for that TJ fight, okay? But he had stipulations he wanted to put in that contract that Dana White didn't want to agree to. Mainly the, okay, fine, I'll take the fight, but if TJ doesn't make weight, you give me his purse and we're not fighting. And that's what Dana White said no to. Is that correct?
Correct.
And then he bought houses.
Yeah, then he bought fucking asshole. But Jesse, what are you saying?
It doesn't matter. Who gets it? That's like me saying, hey, Eddie, how come we can't get better cameras to the podcast? And then, I start complaining about some other shit because Fred bought something that I saw online. Brett the money man. It's the UFC, the corporation.
Right.
That bitch who got Dana White buying houses. Hey, it's a dick. He has the money. He can do it. Whatever. He's jealous. But take this out on the right people. Dana White being an ass about not wanting to accommodate DJ is one thing.
Right.
Not wanting to pay him, that's the UFC's problem.
Yeah, 100%.
Not writing out, and that's also DJ's management not getting the right contract for him. That to me, that's also the biggest problem is when you have a manager that doesn't fight for your rights, doesn't get you the promotion that you need outside of the UFC. That's your fault, man, because you should be hustling your money. Fred knows. Fred knows. You guys all know this. If you're not out there trying to hustle your own money, nobody's gonna do it for you. Just because you work for somebody doesn't mean that they're gonna pop you up there and be like, "Hey, make some money." They're not gonna look out for your best interest. They're looking out for their own best interest.
Right.
So, like, in all this, to say that DJ just made some stipulations, and they didn't want, accommodate those stipulations. Is this now the time that a really, really good lawyer puts together a really, really good little, guidebook or whatever, and brings together whatchamacallit, something better than the MA AAA or whatever, something where everybody can get behind and unionize and not get screwed like this? Because I think this is the catalyst that we're going to see for the nicest guy in the entire, UFC, the guy that's a big company man. Now he's speaking out. Now you have a champion that's speaking out and that his division is going to be gone.
Right.
I think the catalyst where everybody goes, all the fighters are like, hey, we gotta get together and fight these guys. We're gonna get screwed. Because think about it. Think if you're a 125er and you hear this, what are you fighting for? Your whole division might be gone for no reason. Nothing that you did.
Right, and I think that's just Dana White doing some bullshit, like parenting 101 mistake right there.
Yeah, I was going to say that's kind of like me threatening to do some shit to one of my other kids to scare the other one. Like he might not have actually meant he was going to shut the whole party down. He might have just been trying to send a little shockwave through DJ. I doubt he's actually going to shut down the whole division for real. What the fuck, like.
That'd be weird.
Yeah,
but listen, here's the thing with DJ, right? DJ needs more hype, or needs to be more popular, right? Like he needs to sell more pay-per-views. So, okay, let's say that there is an MMA, whatever the fuck, right? A union or whatever, and there's somebody to go to, okay? And they make the UFC give DJ this Ray Borg fight. Now, just for the sake of argument, and DJ turned down TJ, which a lot of us look at as the better fight and the more competitive fight, to fight Ray Borg, which a lot of us don't even know who the fuck is. And even those of us who do know he might be a bit green for the top. Like, does that convert any of us to being Mighty Mouse fans? I hate to be a dude bro type fan, but why did we all love Chuck Liddell or BJ Penn, right? Because they'll fight anybody, anywhere. They're a real fighter. Like, if there was a union to make the UFC give him Ray Borg, our core fan base kind of turned their nose up at DJ for doing that anyways. Like, he wouldn't get the fans he's looking for, would he?
Dave?
Okay.
Jason.
No. Go ahead, Dave.
No, go ahead, Jesse. You're good.
I think that we're all missing the point. I think that if you can market somebody right and they know their audience, look, DJ knows his audience, right? What does he do? When he goes out to an event, he hits up his Twitch and he goes, hey guys, let's meet up here. He has fans. It's marketing to the right people. Because who is the UFC going to market to? As Fred would say, the dude bro that's buying Bud Light, off a commercial. You think that Paige Van Zandt in a commercial about running to get pizza? You think that's marketing the right way? You think Ronda Rousey or what is it? Showtime Pettis and Speedy? Do you think that's marketing the right way? Stupid marketing these guys. You gotta market to the right people. Okay? And I think that starts with yourself. I think that if you market DJ the right way, say you send them to like some nerdy convention like a Comic-Con or something. You don't think he can get all of those nerdy dudes to be convinced that this guy is just nerdy words take everybody's ass, and he's the you don't think all those nerdy greasy
No,
are gonna be fans of him after that? After he gets mean and
no, I don't.
he does?
I don't think some of those cats maybe. Listen, the reality is, and we know this, man, not everybody's going to be a fan of fighting in a cage. Some people are just kind of turned off at dudes bleeding everywhere. I don't know if DJ is going to convert all the nerds in the world. Quite frankly, it's kind of gay, but I think he has to go towards the dude bros. An alpha male. That's what we reward in the sport. I mean, look at anybody who's a king in this sport. It's because they're, man, what the fuck are we doing? We're prize fighters. That's what we're in this shit for. It's about being the king. Take that humble shit and throw it out the back door with Machida.
What I don't, I'd say to close the topic of the DJ situation, what I don't like about the whole situation is like the mermaid show is at the center of it all. So I don't like that shit.
Oh, the fact that he went on the Noses show.
Yeah, that's draw suspicion right away. That's why I said I look at it at a different lens, and I see DJ's point. Dana's always been a prick. He's had fucking heated battles with just about every one of his superstars, GSP, you name them. The list goes on. We can have a whole show talking about that. But what I want to hear about or see in like the next few weeks or so is possibly a Mighty Mouse lined up for a fight, or maybe just a post of him with like a fucking Lamborghini or something would be cool too. So. Ari Emanuel, Aston Martin or some shit, man. Come on, man. About
that, Eastside Rider says in the YouTube comments, a Lambo with a booster seat.
God
That's
damn.
hilarious.
Family Guy.
You're right.
Hey, do you guys like the reference, by the way, that Dana White likes to call him? He calls him the Weasel now.
He calls who Weasel?
Ariel. He calls him the Weasel.
Oh, I'm doing that. I'm doing it. I just adopted that. Okay, Weasel, motherfucker.
Drama. I see drama going on.
I used to just call him that cunt face fuckhead motherfucker, but I go with Weasel. It's better. All right. Moving on to the next topic here. Cyborg might be fighting at UFC 214. It's possible that the Anderson fight is back on, maybe. So no news whatsoever. It's all horse shit. Same thing we've been talking about fucking forever. Okay, here's my question. Anybody else tired of this shit? I'm tired of talking about Cyborg. No. I'm done.
I hope she gets to fight.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I mean, I listen, man. I hope this fight comes to fruition because all bullshit aside, not trying to piss on Cyborg when she's down, which Lord knows that bitch gets into more fucking problems than John Jones does, Jack.
Christ, yeah.
Except she don't got the coke problem as proof of why she's in this shit. What the fuck? I just want to see her fight somebody low-key legit, man. That's all. Like, I'm just ready to see Cyborg fight some real competition, man. I feel like, obviously, she's a fantastic fighter, but, you know, have we seen people feast on people outside of the UFC or people that we know ain't up to their caliber, and then they get to the UFC or they fight somebody that's a name or kind of good, and shit don't pan out the same way? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We've seen that time and time and time again. People come into the UFC with such hype, and then Gabriel Gonzaga head kicks you. There goes Crocop out the fucking window. Happens all the fucking time, man. So, you know, sizing on some hoes that have been nowhere near her competition level-wise. Megan Anderson could be the girl. I really would like to see it be fucking Kat Zingano. That's the fight I really want to see, man, because I just know Kat's proven. I know she's there. I know she's ready to at least test Cyborg. That's all I want to see with Cyborg, man. But yeah, I feel you though. I'm tired of the he say, she say. God damn it, she's smacking Angela Magana and hoeing out Chris Weidman and shit. Like,
by the way, Weidman, when she goes, you tell Weidman to back up. He's like, "Oh man, okay, all right, yeah, that's fine, all right." Like,
yeah.
He didn't have to fuck with her.
I love it.
Yeah.
At the level of disrespect you show, my girl Marlies Coonan is just horrible. It's just horrible.
No, you know what, you're right. No, but I'm done with the talk. I'm fucking sick of the talk. I just want to see a fight or shut the fuck up and go away. One or the other. I'm just sick. Every week is some new Cyborg bullshit. Every goddamn week.
See,
why is it to TMZ though? Why are we covering non-news? What are we gonna do next? The Ronda Rousey is part of a TV show?
Well, you bring it up. Ronda Rousey is part of a TV. I'm just kidding. No.
No, I was gonna say, guys, they gotta get a Cyborg a fight because we know about that little time slot of her contract. So the UFC might as well get a fight with her in the UFC, which they want to do. It's not like no Invicta champion or anything like that. With our fight in Invicta. But then again, they got to get her at least a fight in the UFC that maybe leads to another deal. Otherwise, she's going to go to Ryzen, and her training partner with Gabby Garcia's out there. I'm sure they can, like Fred always says, hustle up a warm body out there. So
listen, I hate to be that guy that's like, well, why don't they just do this? Because I realize it's a lot easier said than done to do some of these things. But, listen, man, Jermaine, are you telling us right now that you absolutely refuse to defend your belt against Cyborg, no matter what we say to you? Yes? Cool. Strip her, Cyborg. Fuck, if Megan Anderson, if we can find up anybody missing a cock on this organization that will raise their hand and fight you, we're putting this belt back on the line. We're going to do it right because we knew it was for your belt anyways. And then which one of you hoes wants a title shot? Come on, hands up. Fucking anybody at 35, anybody from Invicta, who wants a title shot? Somebody come fight fucking Tab Pole.
Wait.
From the kickboxer for all you youngins out there.
Hey, how many girls are going to raise their hand, though? Actually.
To fight Cyborg?
Listen, man, I would imagine a few will, right? Somebody needs a big payday. Shit.
Yeah, if you pay him, look, I hate to bring this back up, and people are going to be like, she doesn't deserve it, and she probably doesn't, or maybe she does. Ronda Rousey. Why not find out how she feels? Wait, Jesse, what?
Nah, she's getting stuffed by Travis Brown. She's trying to have a baby. Come on. Let's not do that to her.
I'm saying she should fight pregnant. I'm saying she should fight when she's not fucking having babies and shit. Like, if she wants to. I don't know if she wants to.
I don't give a fuck if they give Brian Caraway a sex change and put him in there. Just get that host in competition.
No, I'll tell you what. Best case scenario is Holly Holm knocks the fucking living shit out of Beth Correa in like 13 seconds, and then she goes on to fight Cyborg.
You know what? I can see that happening. All right, we're almost out of time, so we got a couple more things here. And Ngannou has a fight in the works. What are you talking about?
Francis Ngannou has a fight in the works.
Who?
Heard it here on the Advocates.
Motherfucker. Who do you think?
Who do you guys think it is?
This motherfucker now wants to play guessing games. Don't do that shit. The fuck?
I thought.
What up?
No, it's not.
JDS.
JDS? I don't know.
It's not JDS though.
Anthony Johnson.
I like that.
Dude.
It's called a curveball.
I'd love to see that for some reason. Anyway. All
Too
right.
bad we're not in Bellator.
Yeah, right? All right.
So.
And if nothing else on that, you guys have anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah. Come on, you poor prick. You the fucking fights this weekend.
Oh, fuck. Here's the thing about the fights this weekend. I'm pulling it up as we go.
Listen, here's the fight. Here's the thing about the fights this weekend. They suck except for the main event. So let's just be fucking honest here. We're all tuning in to see Mark Hunt and the big fucking black beast Derek Lewis get down in New Zealand.
Dude,
right? Is it in New Zealand?
Yeah,
Australia.
In New Zealand.
New
Zealand.
Okay.
I believe. Yeah.
But that's gonna be a good fucking fun fight.
Exactly. No, but you're right. Outside of that, I mean, Derek Brunson, Daniel Kelly. I mean, that's solid. Dan Hooker, Ross Pearson, and
you got John Moraga, Eddie.
Yeah, but John Moraga against Ashken Mokhatar. Exactly. Okay. Yeah.
No, that's the death. That's the swan song for dude. What the fuck?
I'm saying. Yeah. So I don't want to see my boy get fucked up, Jesse.
Here's a fight that we need to pay attention to: Tim Elliott versus Ben Nguyen. That's gonna be a good fight.
Why the fuck isn't that up like higher on the card? That's more interesting than Hooker, Pearson, and Cutelaba da Silva.
I think that's starting.
Jesse, what?
I think that one's starting off the main card. That's why.
Okay.
Right. For some reason, on FS1 on the same channel, they divided between prelims and main card for some stupid reason.
All right. Well, let's talk about the main event there real quick. Mark Hunt's fighting in the UFC while suing the UFC. Brilliant. I mean, that's fucking great, right? You just love that shit. All the media that he's going to do, dude, all the media he's going to do up until that fight, that question is going to be brought up a million times. It's good for him. It's good really for his fight. It's all good, right?
This is exactly what I meant before about the fucking the asylum, right? Like everybody's got. Here's a guy who's about to main event a fucking card for the UFC, who is literally suing the UFC currently.
Yep.
If that ain't
in
a
his
motherfucker,
country,
right? Yeah, in his country, a card kind of catered to him. I mean, what the fuck, right? Yeah, so that's a whole other interesting shit show there. Does anybody know how many fights Mark Hunt has on his current contract?
No idea.
It's like until the pending lawsuit, just apply it. That's all it says. It's just.
Okay. So yeah. I don't know, man. I guess I would have to go with Derek Lewis. He seems like he's been on a fucking tear, and all things considered. But I don't know, man. They're heavyweights. They both like to bang, and Mark Hunt's at home, so it's really kind of hard to pick against Mark Hunt in a fight that you know the guy is going to oblige Mark Hunt in a firefight. I mean, let's not forget, Mark Hunt has been a very fucking decorated kickboxer for a long fucking time. So if he's fighting a cat Bareem, that he knows is going to just stand and bang with him, and let's face it, I mean, I like fucking Derek Lewis, but he's not the fucking most multifaceted striker in the world. He pretty much just throws them fucking cinder blocks he calls hands. That being said, I'm still picking the prick, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Mark Hunt put some fucking old school striking knowledge on that ass and knock him out, especially in his fucking hometown. But that being said, we're gonna go Black Beast TKO round 2.
Oh man, what about you, Dave?
Yeah, I like that. I think it probably produces like a fight of the night, knockout of the night in 2 rounds, just madness, like fucking King Kong versus Godzilla shit going down. You know what I'm saying? So, but the Black Beast though, man, if he happens to win and get it done, unscathed, that Ngannou fight sounds pretty sweet right after that too, possibly. So,
dude, Dave's trying to fucking fast track Ngannou for a title shot. What the fuck? That being said,
time is now.
That being said, exactly, the time is now. Jesse, who you picking in that fight?
Black Beast. I agree with you guys. Everything you guys said.
Black Beast. All right. And honestly, dude, I don't know if you guys see any of his like videos and stuff and the promo stuff he throws out there. He's a funny motherfucker. I enjoy listening to Black Beast talk.
Listen, Mighty Mouse, get your notebook out. That's how you do it. Yeah. I mean, real talk. Who knew about Derek Lewis? Who knew that he was funny? Hilarious. Every time he does the Noses show, you know what I'm saying? He's actually funny. He's got a great personality, but he puts himself out there like that. Huh. We find out about these things because he does it. He's got the fucking Instagram videos and shit, You've got to kind of do that.
Wait. Do you guys follow him on Instagram? Because I'm sure the UFC is not happy with the stuff he posts on Instagram.
It's the best shit ever. It's booty everywhere and a bunch of nasty shit. It's great. It's great. I enjoy it.
The UFC is happy with? Making money, honey. So that damn dude generates the fans.
Yeah.
You know what, I don't know if you guys heard the story about it, which fighter the story actually came from, but at the UFC retreat, there was like drunken representatives of like the WME or whoever it was sponsors, and they were telling fighters to be McGregor.
That was the Bud Light guy said that shit, right? The Bud Light guy said that?
Yeah, so I mean,
yep.
Whatever that means. I mean, yeah, that's how bad shit is right now. So
here's the thing. Now, the way I think DJ was like being polite before, no cuss words, nothing. Now he's cussing his ass off.
Yeah.
Be yourself, dog. Just be yourself. If you say fuck a million times, say fuck a million times. Who gives a shit? At this point, being clean cut and being the role model is not getting you paid, dog. You want to get paid, cuss somebody the fuck out.
Yeah, what's up with why does nobody get on DJ for that? Didn't John Jones catch a bunch of flack because he used to act like somebody he wasn't? Seems like DJ says it's fuck like a sailor. He's probably banging all kinds of fucking tall, skinny white blondes.
I tell you what,
smart enough to take an Uber.
I tell you what, yeah, right. If he fucking pops out of nowhere and turns out that he's been faking the whole time, he'll get eyes on him, negative or positive, but people start watching him, so who knows?
Yeah.
But anyway,
on the topic of the Cormier Jones thing, I was gonna say they added the Jason Knight Lamas fight to that card.
Yeah, no, it's already a pretty set fucking card. It's solid. As long as everyone makes it to the fucking card.
Yeah,
like I know Jason Knight's gonna show, but I'm not surprised. I'm not fucking confident at all in DC making it, or honestly Jones. So we'll fucking see.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention next. Is they have a backup plan. According to Jimmy Manawa, he's going to step in. He's fighting Volkan Ozdemir, but I guess the UFC has told him he's going to step in and get the shot. So we have a guaranteed title fight, I guess you could say.
I'm gonna laugh if both of them had to pull out of that fight. Oh, Jimmy Manuel can shut the fuck up. Just kidding.
Then we just give it to Jimmy Manuel and fucking Ovalstein.
Yeah, why not? You guys fight for the title for interim or something. I don't know. All right.
Ozdemir becomes the champion. Yep.
Oh Jesus. All right. Fucking Dave. You got any fight bookings besides the night fight?
Yeah, there wasn't very many. I mean, they added like a couple cards, I think, or a couple fights to the Glasgow. They're rumors though; they're not official as of right now.
Okay. Well,
there's Orlando Venata matchup too.
Oh, who are they gonna give him?
I think he's gonna be added to that card as well.
Is it gonna be like a hitter fight where it's actually gonna fun? Is it like fun fights, or is he gonna get like wrestled?
I think they gotta try to rebuild. What is he 1 and 2? They gotta rebuild the Lando hype train. You know.
You gotta rebuild it, motherfucker. Get back on that shit.
How about our boy, what do you call him, Fred? Our cute prick, Alan Joban, who got a fight.
Oh, yeah.
And Komodo, and now
he fractured his foot in training about, I think, a week or two ago. No, like a week ago. And he trained on it for 3 days, and then he went to the doctor and told him it was fractured, so he's out of the Kamosi fight, unfortunately. It sucks because I like watching Joe Biden. Kamosi's no punk either, so that would have been a good fight. All right. If nothing else, ladies and gentlemen, is going to do it for us. Of course, you can follow me.
Cunt of the week.
Oh, shit. Cunt of the week. Go ahead, Dave. Cunt of the week. Or cunt of the week.
You guys remember?
Dylan Dennis?
And who else, Jesse?
I'd rather not even say his name. I don't even want to acknowledge his existence. But
War Machine. I'm glad you doing live, sucker. That's what you get, bitch. That's what you get, punk. Now you ain't gonna be beating up on nobody.
He gonna be someone's bitch.
We didn't even mention Dylan Dennis, did we?
Oh, okay, real quick. Dylan Dennis. Go ahead, Jesse.
Went to a jiu-jitsu tournament over the weekend, I guess. It was it was shown through Flow Combat, and he got eliminated both times in the first round in 2 different attempts. What was it? 88 kilograms and whatever it is. I think it was the open weight or whatever. So
the absolute. Here's the thing, fellas. If you guys train jiu-jitsu, all right, it all started going downhill when he thought he was Conor McGregor. Marcelo Garcia, who's probably the most respected name in jiu-jitsu because of who he is, his character, the way he handles himself and everything. If a guy, Marcelo Garcia, kicks you out of his gym, you have a label on yourself now, okay? But that also fucks with you because now the guy that raised you in your jiu-jitsu life doesn't even want to talk to you. I mean, you're not in the gym anymore. So you go in and you try to fucking fight. You know what I mean? You're not in your game. So Dylan Dennis has a lot of things going on with him, including dyeing his fucking hair blonde, trying to be fucking Connor or some shit. I don't know what he's trying to do, but he's got some work to do to get back in the top, man.
Some quick advice for Dylan before we go.
Go ahead. Quick advice?
Talk less.
Yeah.
Talk less. Train more.
Yeah, exactly. In jiu-jitsu, especially, and it's a bad look. Lose to Jake Shields and then losing the first round of both of your fights at IBJJF before your MMA debut. Zero hype around you, boy. You better hope Conor McGregor puts you in one of his videos or shouts you out of some shit. Because you go into belt your first fight in MMA with zero hype, no one's watching you. They don't give a shit. In fact, the only people they're gonna watch. Yes, fuck it. Why not? And I was in Bellator, but still. All right. If nothing else, ladies and gentlemen, what's gonna do it for us tonight? I can follow me at Elot31. Follow Dave at Dave's MMA Brief. Kirby's at Kirby_MMA. Jesse is at Spawn1983. You can actually see most of them down here. I forgot to put Dave on here. My bad. And at the MMA Advocates, get yourself some gear. Dave's got the classic R snapback. I got the flag collection represent. Hit us up at reptheadvocates.com. Yeah. Hit us up at reptheadvocates.com and get yourself some of that represent gear. Shout out to them for sponsoring us. Everybody that watches, thanks for watching. I know Eastside Rider was on today. Appreciate you tuning in. Joker, Mike Jarvis, everybody. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Shout out to Max Reed. And we'll catch you guys later. So, again, for myself and everybody else here, good night and good night, Wilshire.